Your company's codebase is its crown jewels. So why are you shipping it to a cloud black box every time you use an AI tool? In 2026, one leak can sink an enterprise. But here's the thing, you don't have to trade Claude's intelligence for security. I'll show you how to architect a hardened, privacy-first AI environment where every line of code and every inference stays behind your firewall. Local models, full multi-agent workflows, full speed. Zero data leaving the building. Let's architect it. First, why this matters now. In 2026, data sovereignty rules got teeth. Sending proprietary code to a black box provider? In a lot of contracts, that's now a compliance violation, full stop. So teams get stuck. On one side, fast tools like Claude that make engineers far more productive. On the other, a zero-trust policy that says nothing sensitive leaves the network. Most teams pick one and quietly resent it. The fix is an architecture that gives you both at once, top-tier reasoning and air-gapped infrastructure. That's what we're building. Start with the foundation. The models run on your hardware, isolated. We containerize Ollama inside a dedicated Docker environment. Why a container? It walls the AI workload off from the host OS, so a model or a rogue dependency can't touch the rest of your system. Inside it you load a serious local model, Llama 3.3 or Mistral Large. Then you allocate resources deliberately, pin the GPU, cap the memory, so hardware acceleration gives you speed without crashing the box under load. And the part most people skip, network level blocking. By default, models phone home with telemetry. You add an egress rule that drops any outbound traffic from that container. Now the model is fast, isolated, and silent. Nothing leaves. Here's the clever part. You want to keep using Claude Code, the agentic workflow, the multi-agent reasoning, but point it at your local models. The bridge is a local proxy gateway. It sits on your machine, speaks the standard API schema Claude Code expects, then translates those calls to your containerized Ollama models. Claude Code thinks it's talking to a normal endpoint. It's actually talking to localhost. Complex multi-agent instructions get mapped to your local compute, and you keep the structure of the workflow. The one thing to watch is latency. The local handshake has to be tight. Tune the proxy so the round trip feels instant, and the developer experience is indistinguishable from cloud. Except the cloud is your own machine. Now connect it to your actual code safely. You stand up a local vector database that indexes your repository. Every file, every function, turned into embeddings, stored on disk. Not a single byte uploaded. When an agent needs context, it retrieves from that local index. This is reasoning at the edge. The sensitive context never leaves. The proxy just manages task execution on top of it. And because you are an engineer, you verify instead of trusting. Run a security audit on the container's network traffic while the whole workflow runs, and watch the egress. If the architecture is right, you'll see exactly 0 packets trying to escape the firewall. That's your proof. One developer is easy. A team is the real test. Instead of everyone running models on their laptop, you deploy a centralized, self-hosted LLM cluster. Shared GPUs, accessed securely over your internal network, so the whole team draws from one pool instead of fighting over GPU memory. Then you make it compliant, log every local AI interaction, version your prompts and configs, so you can reproduce and audit any result. Internal compliance is happy, and so is future you debugging a weird output. And the ROI is real. You stop paying per token cloud bills, you cut API costs to 0, and you drop the single biggest risk on the board, your intellectual property walking out the door. So that's the stack. Containerized Ollama for isolated local models. A proxy bridge so Claude Code runs against them. A local vector database for private context. A traffic audit to prove it. And a shared cluster to scale it across the team. Fast AI, full agentic workflows, and your crown jewels never leave the building. That's what privacy first actually means. Want the config files and the proxy setup? Tell me in the comments and I'll do a hands-on build next. Subscribe for more local AI architecture. See you there.